following the Kabul attack, the Ministry of Home Affairs has granted e-visas to over 100 Sikhs and Hindus in Afghanistan on priority. So breaking news coming in now following the attack on the Gurudwara in Afghanistan. Piyush, to tell us more about this breaking news story. Piyush, MHA taking a quick action as it had assured, in fact, the central government had assured yesterday itself. Tell us more about the e-visas, how it all came about.
Now the Ministry of Home Affairs has granted e-visa to over 100 Sikhs and Hindus in Afghanistan, and that has been done on priority. Remember that a good number of Sikhs and Hindus were seeking the e-visa from the government of India. Those were there in Afghanistan for a long period of time. But now the Ministry of Home Affairs has given e-visas on priority to all the Sikhs and Hindus, and that has been done basically looking into the kind of attacks that have taken place in Kabul. Remember that yesterday the Gurudwara was attacked, in which one security guard and one Sikh was also killed. It was a terrorist attack which was by IS. Now what we are given to understand is that the safety and security of Sikhs and Hindus in Afghanistan, the government, Ministry of Home Affairs, has decided to grant e-visa to around 100 Sikhs and Hindus in Afghanistan. That is a very big development coming in. Remember that the spokesperson of BJP, Namaste Singh, had also put out this information where he mentioned about the fact that he is grateful to Prime Minister, and he had tweeted, and I quote, "Grateful to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister of India and Minister of Home Affairs for considering and issuing visa to disturbed Afghan Hindus and Sikhs."
Well, Piyush, we'll be coming back to you for more details, but let's speak to now Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP. Mr. Singh, it's a huge relief. The central government, they're acting to save 100 Sikhs and Hindus, granting them e-visas on priority. Your response?
Well, government has worked overtime and ensured that e-visa given to 100 people, but I appreciate there are more people who are left out there, and government should consider the e-visas also. As for me, the figure is almost 165, out of which 160 have the passport, and I don't have the passports now. So, and I have a list which I'm forwarding to the government, the MHA. We appreciate that they should consider them also, because none of them want to stay there. So whenever they want to come, and by whatever mode and means they can come, should get permission to come India, and then they should be given appropriate treatment here also.
Well, but as it stands, the government having to act very swiftly. It could take some time, Mr. R.P. Singh, when we talk about the kind of sweeping allowance, as you're saying, for Afghan minorities who need help, especially after yesterday's ghastly attack.
Well, as I said, we welcome the step taken by government. They have worked, the MHA has worked overtime to issue these 100 visas. And they have said some more left. They should also consider them. Probably, I am hopeful the process will be on for those also keeping with the documentation and other processes. But it is really a welcome step, because the sort of treatment being meted out by the minorities in Afghanistan and also in Pakistan for that regard is problematic, and it's difficult for minorities to stay in those countries now. And I am hopeful people used to talk about CA, people who used to oppose CA will understand this problem now.
Well, many thanks, Mr. R.P. Singh, for joining us there. So the Ministry of Home Affairs acting swiftly there to assure Afghan minorities who, as yesterday's ghastly attack in Afghanistan clearly showed, are in terrible danger. The recent days have seen a spate of attacks against minorities in Afghanistan.